How do you use ads to make sales for your business? In this video, I'll be addressing exactly that. This is part of a 7-video series where I talk about all the 7 different ways that you can get sales for your business. In this specific video, I'll be diving deeper into ads and how they work for your business. By the end of this video, you'll understand, number 1, which kinds of businesses need to deploy more resources within ads and which ones don't. Number 2, how do they work? And number 3, what are some of the things that you should do to make sure that you succeed at using these ads? Because not everyone makes it out there. For those that don't know, my name is Kenneth Ntende, and over the past 10 years, all I have been doing is helping businesses within their sales processes. I've sold within Africa, within Europe, and the United States of America, giving me the best context that I need to best guide you on how to use ads within your sales. Keep in mind that this is typically about sales from ads. So let's get started. Now, before we dive in, it's important to understand the kind of business you have. Now, there are 2 kinds of organizations. They're what they call marketing-driven organizations, and they're what they call sales-driven organizations. Marketing-driven organizations are predominantly product-based businesses. As an example, if I were selling shoes, or if I was selling chocolate, it's a very straightforward product, meaning all I do is literally put ads out there, and the moment someone comes in, there's not much explanation I have to do besides maybe understanding the shoe size, and once the person likes it, they will buy the product. Meaning, for such marketing-driven organizations, your sales cycle is really, really short. Those are the products which tend to thrive when it comes to ads. On the contrary, however, they are what they call sales-driven organizations. Sales-driven organizations are predominantly service-based businesses where your sales cycle is a little bit long. I mean, yes, you will run the ad and the ad will bring you the lead, but it's not that ad which is going to help you close that business. Because, as an example, say it's a construction company, even if you ran an ad and someone came in today, the likelihood of that person giving you money today is really, really small. It means what is actually going to convert this person into a customer is you following up with them, sending proposals, meeting that background work, sales-related work. That is what actually helps you convert your sales. Now, it's important to understand that distinction between marketing-driven and sales-driven, because the way they deploy adverts in each of these 2 categories is very different. For someone in the marketing-driven side of things, I would recommend you spend as much as you can. Whereas if you're a sales-driven company, I would not recommend you putting so much money within the advertising itself, but rather that money should be spent within the sales process. What tools am I going to use to help me follow up, re-engage the customers? Because that is where your money actually comes from. Now, before we dive in, I wanted you to just understand that bit. Now, let's go into the ads themselves. So, segment number 1. There are different types of adverts. Now, these adverts run on what we call an awareness, consideration, and conversion model. Meaning there are some ads that are typically intended for what they call awareness. You want to put your word out there as much as possible to the general public so that they get to understand that you're there. Then there's what they call a consideration advert. A consideration advert is in between. You want people, yes, to know you, but you want those adverts to be pushed to people who may consider buying your product. Then there's what they call conversion ads. Now, conversion ads are typically about the sale. You want to put it out there, and the moment you're putting it out there, it's, I'm giving you this discount if you click on this advert and buy now. It's about buying now. So there are different scenarios in which these adverts are used. I will start with segment number 1, which is what they call the awareness ads. Awareness ads are, say you're a new brand and you just want as many people to get to understand that you exist. that is when I would recommend this type of ad. Yes, it brings a lot of traffic, but the number of sales it usually does is really, really, really small. You'll convert literally point something percent, 0.00 something percent of the people that come through there. The essence of those adverts is not to really sell or close your business. Now, if you're, say, running an advert, the kind of content you put in that awareness ad should also be different. Don't try and make it too salesy. Make it, in the traditional sense, I would look at this more or less like a rat trap. Just putting something out there to attract a few people to see who is liking or who is visiting your website, so that now you can sieve out who is a bit more interested. At that point in time, make general adverts, give them a foundation of what you do. Don't even ask for the sell, because it doesn't make sense. The likelihood of you converting at that point in time from an awareness ad is really small. That's segment number one. Segment number two is what they call consideration ads. Consideration ads are in between. Look at it this way. Say I was running a product-based business and I'm selling kitchenware, something like Sandy's Home Store. What the Sandy's Home Store brand does, they sell kitchen merchandise to women. Now, what the consideration ad would be, serve my advert to people who may consider me. Now, when these people look at this advert, yes, they may buy, yes, they may not, but let them leave me some kind of email, some kind of phone number, a way for me to reach out. Let me get this lead, because I'm going to now sell to this lead afterwards. That's how I would look at these consideration ads. Then conversion ads are typically salesy. In fact, it's recommended that you only serve these conversion ads to people who have frequently been visiting your website, people who have been checking out your page, watching your videos to the extent, because they're already sold. Don't serve these conversion ads to a random person. He doesn't know you yet. He doesn't. Now, serve these things because you're now trying to get the sale from this given advert. The way it works is actually quite simple. Run a proper ad. Sometimes run, as an example, a discount. If you click this link and go and buy right now off our website, that is when this discount will apply to you. It's that direct. Now, that is the difference between the three types of adverts. There's the awareness, there's the consideration, and there's the conversion. And that is my best description. I know there's a lot more detail, but for just the layman, that is how you could possibly look at these three types of adverts. Now, if you're looking for sales, in most scenarios, focus more, especially if you have a very limited budget, focus more on the consideration and the conversion ads. Because, as an example, if you're spending $100 a day, that's very little money. So you'll end up not really satisfying the budget. You may not have a lot of money to play around with. So leave it where you stand a chance of getting some value back. So yes, those are the different kinds of adverts you're going to find. So regardless of the platform, whether it's a social media networks, whether it's a Google, whether it's a search engines, and all these different advertising platforms, in most scenarios, that is how the adverts are going to be structured: awareness, consideration, and conversion. Then under each of those, there will be other different milestones of fill in a form, visit my website, but under those as the main categories. So yes, that is it about the different types of adverts. So the third aspect I want you to understand is, how do you actually make sales from these adverts? Say you're running an advert, a consideration advert today. You literally put your product out that, you know what, this is what I do. In case you have this kind of problem, please reach out to me. In a day, you run ads, say, of $50, $100. Now, from those $50 and $100, if you are in Africa, say the regions that I am, from that $50 to $100, you will get anywhere between maybe 20, okay, let's say 10 to 25 people coming in. I'm putting the cost of acquisition at about $2. Meaning, now from those 20 people coming, submitting their information, even you yourself, you very well know that many of them are not really going to buy from you at that point in time. But what you're targeting is, say I've got 20 people. From these 20 people, even if I get 3 that buy from me today, is the money I'm making from these 3 more than what I spent to acquire all the 20? That is the only math that matters within this entire process. Understand that, yes, I'm going to spend a certain amount of money, and from that amount of money I have spent, I have acquired a certain number of leads, say 20 or maybe 30, whatever it is today. And from these 20, over the next week or 2 weeks, how many of these 20 that came that given day have given me money? So sometimes people just assume that because you're running ads, sales are just going to come flowing in. It doesn't really work that way. You will only get a small percentage of those people giving you money. And most importantly, you will only convert even those 4 after you have followed up, checked in again, called, emailed, done a lot of some of the sales work, especially for the people that are in the service-based space. So consider the ad as it has brought you the lead initially, but you still need to convince this lead to as to why they need to buy from you, push them over the line. So that is how best to look at getting value out of these adverts. Yes, it may differ a bit when it comes to product-based businesses and service-based businesses, because the product businesses are marketing driven, like I explained at the beginning. As long as for them, the more you spend, the better for you. Then for the service-based, invest a little in the ads and make sure you have enough money left for that process and the tools you need to help you effectively manage that process. Get tools like the Trendy CRM software and the Sales AI tool. These tools will actually help you through this entire background process, making sure you convert a lot more from the leads that you're getting on a day-to-day. So yes, in a nutshell, that is how they work. Keep in mind that I'm making sure that these are very simplified versions. There's a ton more that you could possibly know about these, but I'm keeping it short and sweet for directly the sales component. That is all. Now, the final thing I wanted us to understand, which is segment number 4, is what are some of the considerations you need in order to succeed at using these adverts. Consideration number 1, content is king. Meaning, if you put a video as an advert and that video in the first place is shit, it didn't do well organically, yes, Facebook or Google, all these platforms are going to spread it, but it already didn't do well organically. What is the likelihood that it's going to all of a sudden do so well? So it's like they're spreading an already bad video to many more people. What do you think is going to happen? More people are seeing a bad video. It doesn't mean that you're going to get sales. So it's important that even before you run this advert, first test it out organically. Make a flyer, make a video and test it out organically. Are people liking it? Are they sharing it? Because the fact that people are sharing that video means they like it. Meaning, once you propel its word over and have adverts running, it's only going to be liked by more people. But something that is bad in the first place, spread to many people, doesn't change the fact that it's still bad. So content is king. Second consideration, these algorithms depend on us. So it's important you help Facebook's algorithm or Google's algorithm understand who your customers are. If you already have a list of existing customers, go into the dashboard, into the different ads platforms, and literally submit that list and tell Google or Facebook or these platforms that, you know what, this is who has been using this is who has paid me. By doing that, you're giving it an indicator of, oh, so I need to serve my advert, this guy's advert, to people who are similar to the guys that own these emails on our platforms. So that is what eases the entire process of this algorithm picking for you. Sometimes at the beginning of this entire ads running thing, I just used to come into the dashboard and just select, I want everyone around Uganda or everyone around Nairobi or everyone around South Africa. It was such a big territory that I haven't in any way helped the advertising engine understand who would be an ideal customer for me. So it really struggles. It's trying to serve the advert to everyone to try and pinpoint for me. And during this period of it trying to serve it to everyone, you're losing money. It's like it now needs to test for you who would work as your customer. And it's going to take it 2-3 weeks to just learn that. And those entire 2-3 weeks I'm going to be spending money, which in most scenarios you may not even have the spared aside. So make the work easy. Get into the engine and put this information. I'll probably add a video here of how you can do that, or another link below in the comment section, just showing you how exactly to do that. But the moment you do that, you really is the work of the advertising platform. So the thing number 3 that you need to understand, adverts are good, yes, but don't forget that even after the lead has come in, you still need to sell to them. Someone will respond to your WhatsApp from a Facebook ad and leave you one question. Oh, tell me more. Don't leave it at just responding to that message. If they don't respond back to you, check on them again. Say, I sent you some more information. Are you looking for more? How did you make up your mind? So keep checking in, because I noticed that the person that follows up even just 5 more times ends up converting almost 80% more than the person that just responds to that message the first time. So make sure that don't forget the sales component. Ads are marketing tools, so don't forget to still sell at the end of the day, because it goes such a long way. If you need a tool that can help you automate that process, that Tremby Sales AI is still an extremely powerful tool. It can follow up for you, and even if there are thousands of people, it will check on them, re-engage them, track everything for them, and make sure that you get the best results at the end of the day. So that's all from me today, folks. Don't forget, this is part of a 7-video series where I talk about all the different ways that you can get sales for your business. I talk about referrals, I talk about partnerships, I talk about cold calling. So if you'd like to know more about cold calling, for example, I'm going to leave a link below here, but alongside the cold calling, I'll make sure I leave different links, at least when it comes to YouTube, of each and every one of these other videos, so that anytime you need this, visit that playlist and watch everything step by step. By the end of that entire training, you will have a better understanding of what needs to be done for your business. And if you're looking for a way of supporting me, check out Tremby.com, which is an artificial intelligence tool that literally sells for you. My name is Kenneth Intende once again, and that's all from me today, folks. Bye-bye.